What if I told you there's a 30-second window that determines whether your peach harvest succeeds or becomes a total disaster? Most people wait too long and lose everything to rotten bugs. I'm Nick Fedorov, host of PBS KLCS TV's award-winning gardening show, Things Green. Today I'm revealing the Freestone secret that's used to harvest peaches from just one 8-foot tree. You'll discover Gomosis indicators that tell you if you have a healthy or sickly tree, and the June drop phenomenon that can destroy your entire crop. If you want more expert tips like this, click that like button and subscribe now.
Hey, gather round, it's that time of year. Peaches are ripe, let's give a cheer. Nick Fedorov's got a sunny day planned.
I gotta tell you, I'm not too sure if you know how much I really like you. And the reason for that is because this tree right here needed to be picked 2 days ago, not 1 day ago, and not today. It is a peach tree, and I absolutely been waiting for this peach tree to come into its full form, but I wasn't able to get out here at the thingsgreen.com botanical gardens to see exactly what we could do with the tree and how we could show you how it's harvested. Well, because we waited just that 1 day a little too long, what has happened here is that the plant is actually being attacked by birds and insects and just a menagerie of things. In fact, it's even self-pruning itself. I should say self-harvesting itself, because if you look at the ground, you'll see that we have peaches that are just dropping. In fact, while I'm here, I could just hear thunk, thunk, thunk every so often. And that means that they're ripe. Now, in order to know when to prune, not to prune these, I keep on saying pruning, it's harvesting. When to harvesting, you have to actually check them. And a good indication is when they're just barely a little bit soft. You see, these things are gonna produce, about 4 months after they flower. And after that period, then you could start looking at harvesting. Now, peaches are really kind of cool because they will indeed ripen after you take them and put them inside. But there's nothing like having a fresh peach like this. In fact, do you guys remember the show that I did over at the, oh, come on, help me out over here. When I did over at the farm show and I had that peach cobbler. Oh, that was so good. I absolutely loved it. Well, anyway, I'm not going to be able to make cobbler out of here because I don't make peach cobbler. Other people make peach cobbler. I can't do that. But so what we're going to do here is that we're still going to take and harvest these because there's just, I mean, they're just absolutely beautiful. Now, this is kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to harvesting these things at the right time. This just pulled off absolutely so easily. And isn't it nice that we do this on trash day? Can you hear that in the background? Well, anyway, so if you could tell, we've got a peach here that has some holes in it. And this right here is just a great indication that we know that we're ready and ripe on that. Now, here's the dealio. Mrs. Things Green would never eat something like this. Absolutely not. I would, and the reason why I would is because I have no problems with it. The bird was, I'd probably wash it first, but I'm not going to right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this off, and cutting it off is just super, super simple. That's the part where the peach was hanging out. Use that for the compost like this. Cut this open, and look at this absolutely deliciousness that's happening in here. It's beyond belief gorgeous. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, now we could tell that this is what they call a freestone, and the reason why it's a freestone is because, did you see how this pulled off so easily? This right here is the pit, and the pit is actually, doesn't cling to the peach itself. This pit is a freestone that pulls off easily. So it's really kind of a neat thing when that happens. So again, we have another compost pile thing. I'm just gonna drop it right there. Now, peaches also have they're fuzzy. They're fuzzy. These things have fuzz on there. So because they have fuzz, some people like to take the fuzz off, and sometimes it comes off really easy like this, and other times it doesn't. Now, because we took the outsides off, I left a little bit on here. You don't have to wash it. No washing going on. All right, let's see what happens here. Mmm. I cannot tell you how awesomely delicious that was. You don't have to actually wait, or you don't have to peel take the peel off if you want. You can eat it. I normally eat it with the peel on here. So that's one of the things that we have going for us here. Now, nectarines, their cousins, those are the ones that you see at the marketplace, and they don't have any fuzz on there. So you could just eat them. I should have brought a towel. I don't have one. I don't even see one around here. It doesn't matter. There's delicious peachiness all over. Okay, peaches have a great history. They've been around since the beginning of time. Actually, China started growing them, I think, around 8,000 years ago. And of course, they developed over and were brought over here to the United States. About 75% of the peaches that are brought here to the United States or are here grown in the United States are that in Georgia. Did you ever go to Georgia before? Now, I went to Georgia one time before there was a thing called a GPS. Yes, I'm that old. So, and did you know that all the streets are called Peachtree? They have Peachtree Way, Peachtree Lane, Peachtree Court, Peachtree Square, Peachtree Avenue, Peachtree Boulevard, everything. You know what? The place is actually, that's the state fruit, is the peach. And it's really kind of cool when you think about it. And I have to tell you, I have never had sweet tea better than that in Georgia. Oh my, was it absolutely delicious. I don't know why and how come that area doesn't have the highest amount of diabetes that you could ever imagine, because that place right there has got to be in the upper echelon of that, because the sweet tea is exactly that. It is so sweet. It's uber awesome. All right, what do you say we start getting into this tree over here? All right, you don't need a lot of tools to get this thing done. You should probably have a bucket of some sort. Now, normally they're just going to come off relatively easy, and the stem part of this will be right in here, right here. So where citrus usually are hard, and when you pull a citrus, especially a ripe one, it's going to pull off a lot of the peel on this. These typically don't do that. They're gonna fall off really easy for the most part. But this one, little tiny little peck right there. That's what we have there. And I did some thinning. If you're following me ever on social media, you'll see that I did do some thinning on this particular tree. And thinning is an important process for making sure that there's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of, what do you call that, competition. That's really, really important. So so I did a bunch of it. I didn't do a whole lot, but I did enough. And this is the way that we make everything A-OK when this happens. It's the way to do it, I'm telling you right now. All right, so this has a little bit more damage to it. We'll cut that off. And I'll probably cut it off before I give it to Mrs. Things Green. This way she doesn't know that it's there. So we have to get into the tree and just start picking. This one's not as ripe. In fact, this one's kind of hard. But I'm gonna actually pick most of, if not all of these. These are all a little bit harder here. Whoops, almost lost my. Okay, now see look at how bad the damage is on this. See that? That's pretty wild, isn't it? So I don't know if I'll save this one. You got half the peach is still okay. But look at this. It's just gorgeous. Now, of course, you got to remember that when we're talking about pruning these things, see, I got a whole bunch over here and it just got smacked. This branch right here was not thinned out because they're growing so close to each other. Okay, see, they're just falling on the ground. So I probably should have, when they're about ping pong ball size, this is what I normally do. If they're opposite of each other, I would peel that off, and then I would do this. See, I spread them out. Oh, here's something that's interesting. here's something. Do you see this little, if you could see this or not, it's getting really warm. This right here is like juice that's coming out of it. Sometimes we'll see the bark, and I don't have any on the bark, I don't think. We'll take a closer look. But that juicy, oh, it's not even juicy, it's kind of hard right there. That's called Gomosis. Now, Gomosis could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. And the good thing is that it's purging itself. And it's telling us that, hey, I need to clean myself out. So that happens on the tree itself. Again, it usually does it on the bark. It becomes like a clear, very hard type of material that is, I gotta keep on working over here instead of talking. It's a very clear, hard material, and I'm trying to think of the word. Look at it, isn't this beautiful? These are all absolutely perfect for what we want right now. Look, I hardly have been here already, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and look how big the tree is. Look, it's not very big, look at 8 feet tall, that's it. And I keep it about 8 feet wide. It's good stuff here. But anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. Yes, it doesn't matter. Oh, the Gomosis. The Gomosis is super important because it is telling you that something's going on. A lot of people really freak out when they see it, and justifiably so, because you may not actually have all of the stuff. You may have a tree that is sick, and that's the last thing I want. Look at way up on top, we've got some biting going on over here. Some more. No, this one just started. No, that one's good. Anyway, like I said, I lost a ton of these things. Absolutely lost a ton of these things. And what's interesting about this is that there's a lot to be lost. You got to remember, one of the coolest things in the world of gardening is that we do need to share our crops. So that's one thing Mrs. Things Green is really good at, harvesting and sharing. So I've got 2 that are perfect, 1 that is not. And I'm not kidding here, folks. I was here 2 days ago, and I'm thinking, I gotta get out here, I gotta film this, I gotta get this, I wanna share this with you. And every one of these peaches was absolutely perfect. They were all like this. Look at that. Can you go wrong with something like this? This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving this. Little Gomosis on that one too. And the Gomosis could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be because it's too hot, it could be because it's too cold, it could be because the tree gets stressed out. Now, because it's only on the fruit here, the Gomosis is probably just saying, all right, Nick, get out there and start picking. What are you goofing around for? So let's see if I can find something over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Got plenty going on over here on the back side of the tree. So what would you do if you had a peach tree? So this is a bad one. I'm just gonna chuck that. Now, it's really important, really, really, really important. The ones that fall on the ground like this, you have to pick up the debris, because it's going to collect insects. They're gonna start rotting on the ground. You just don't want that now, do you? These are a little too hard. I could probably wait a couple of days on that one, or at least till tomorrow. Yeah, okay, that one's good. Yeah, pick that up. It's going to be a huge problem. You'd be surprised. You're gonna get an infestation of all kinds of stuff. You're gonna get gnats. You're gonna get bugs. You're just gonna get stuff that just isn't cool. So, all right. I think that's enough for right now. I'll get the rest of these picked. Let's see. Let's open up one more. See, this one's still kind of got pecked over here. So we're gonna cut this off. The inside is just fine. And what? You end up eating a worm or something? So we're gonna be pruning these things in the fall, winter. Freestone, Freestone, so cool. In the fall or winter, we'll pull this off again. And we're gonna prune, when in doubt, you gotta remember my pruning rule, right? Do not prune any more than 1/3 of the overall growth. Super, super important. If you start getting stuff that kind of looks like this isn't it, but this kind of looks like it's a blight. It can devastate the whole tree. What we'd end up doing is spraying the tree several times a year with horticultural oil. And it's kind of like a refined petroleum product. And we just would do that, spray it, and hopefully it wouldn't happen. It's also very common to that when these things do get ping pong ball size, that they don't, I mean, they'll lose all their fruit. And when they lose all their fruit, that's called June drop. And they'll lose their fruit in May, June, July. I gotta tell you gotta get yourself a peach tree. And look, it doesn't take a lot of space. That's the best part about it. I'm digging on this tree. Now, here's another reason why you wanna take another reason why you wanna wash them off is because I just saw a fly sitting on one of these. So yeah, washing is probably a good idea. As with all your fruits and vegetables, you wanna do that. That's kind of gross otherwise, isn't it? All right, so harvesting too early is not a good thing. Harvesting too late is not a good thing. You kind of have to play around and see, there's a lot of nasty in there. I am in peach heaven. This is so good. If you got a chance to do this. And by the way, there's two different kinds of peaches. There's, well, we're gonna call them white peaches and we're gonna call them yellow peaches. And I favor the white peach because the inside is whiter, it's not yellow, they're usually Freestone. And they're just so much better and sweeter and easier to work with. So anyway, there you have it, and that's the way. I'm sorry, I'm having too much of a good time over here. I want to get into this tree and get all these peaches. Maybe I can get Mrs. Things Green to make a cobbler. Oh, how cool. I'd have to prepare these for her first. Then she'll do it. So cool. All right, well, let's get back to harvesting over here, okay? Because harvesting is the way to do this. Just don't let them drop on the ground. Today we're gonna focus on this particular plant right here, and it's called an Acanthus mollis to be exact, and by all looks of it, it looks like it's kind of dead, doesn't it? It's really in bad shape, but don't worry because that's what this plant actually does. It grows, it has typically beautiful, just these delicious hues, not delicious in the fact that you could eat these things, but just beautiful leaves. The new growth is red on it, turns into green, and then it turns into this mess over here. It may look like these leaves are actually, what do you call it, burnt, but they're not. Yeah, they're not burnt. This happens to give an eastern exposure. The west doesn't hit on this whatsoever. But what's characteristic about this particular plant is that it does die after it flowers. Now, these flowers are big, they're stately, they're beautiful, they attract hummingbirds. And in fact, out of the 30 different species of Acanthus, there's one that actually they trap bees. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, what ends up happening here is that once the flowers start dying off on you, the plant starts dying off, but it's a regenerative or rejuvenating kind of a plant. That right there is actually kind of cool when you think about it. Now, I'm going to show you how we're going to take and help the rejuvenation process, because this thing is just turned into a big mess right by this entrance over here, and it just keeps on going everywhere. And I'm actually going to use something that a good friend of the program, Carlos, had introduced me to, and it's called a Hori Hori garden knife. And I looked online. There's a couple of different companies that make these things, but I had never seen one before, and this is what's really cool about it. We're gonna bust it open right now. Now, it does have a holder thingamajiggy you could put on your belt, holder thingamajiggy. Go figure. Anyway, you could use the holder thingamajiggy. One of the neat things about it, and I probably should be wearing a knife because we are working in the garden. I'm not wearing a knife, wearing a pair of gloves. This thing has, it looks like a trowel. That's what it looks like. And then it also has a tang that goes all the way through. So it's part knife, part trowel. So the other day he wanted to remind me that you have to tighten up the handle a little bit. We'll pick all this up because it has these Allen wrench thingamajig. That's not too bad, that's tight. You ever see that TV show where they make knives? It's kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna tighten them up. This way it doesn't come unloose. There's on the other side as well. So we're gonna tighten these up just a little bit. This way we know that the handle's not gonna fall off on us. So this really does have some very unusual features to it. So if you're to look at this, we're talking about a knife that has a serration on here. It's got a knife part right here. It's sharp on this part. It also has a numbers on here so that when you are planting bulbs, you can plant the bulbs. It's got a thing here where you can cut stuff, and it's just a blade knife over here. This thing, it is sharp, and let me show you how sharp it is. This is the first time I've ever done this. I've never ever done this before, so I'm so looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. That is so cool. That is so cool. Watch this. It busts right. Okay. Oh, I love this. All right, these things are a little bit stinky as I'm cutting it over here. You don't have to use this fancy Hori knife. You don't have to use something like this. You can use a pair of pruners. It really doesn't matter. The point is that we want to get this thing out. And because of how sharp and everything is, I just got to tell you, be careful. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to chop away at this. That's what we're going to do, chop away, okay? Well, when I get more time, I'll have to come back and fix that, dig that out more, clean this up, rake it up, add some water to this area. I gotta tell you, before you know it, it's gonna grow back. And it's gonna grow back fast, and it's gonna be beautiful, and it's gonna get out of hand again, and it's gonna flower, and then you're gonna cut it down, and that is the nature of things green. A lot of work. Didn't take much time, but it was a lot of work. Now I gotta throw this stuff away. Hi, I'm Nick Federoff, and thank you for joining me here on Things Green, where I give you a wealth of information, whether it's gardening, sustainability, we could be talking about construction stuff, we've even been to airports. You just never know where we're going to end up, but I can guarantee you this much, we have information and ideas for you that you can use for your lifestyle, and at the very least, talk about it around the water cooler. That's me with me, Nick Federoff, here on Things Green.
I can't believe this episode of Things Green has ended. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to tell your friends you Keep your hands in the dirt and green side up. If you have a question, call 1-800-405-NICK. Catch us next time on Things Green with Nick Federoff.